Hi children, let us see how to write a chemical formula. First, you should be able to write symbols of elements. Potassium K, sodium Na, calcium Ca, magnesium Mg, aluminium Al, silver Ag. Tin Sn, lead Pb, zinc Zn, copper Cu, iron Fe, hydrogen H. Oxygen O, nitrogen N, carbon C, mercury Hg. First, you should know the symbols of the elements. Second, you should be able to write formula of ion and its charges. Now let us see the negative ion and its charge. Oxide O, charge is -2. Hydroxide OH, its charge is -1. Nitrate NO3 -1, its charge is -1. Next is sulfate SO4, charge is -2. Carbonate CO3, its charge is -2. Chloride Cl, charge is -1. Bromide Br, -1 charge. Iodide also -1 charge. Chromate and dichromate has -2 charge. Now positive ion and its charges. Sodium and potassium has +1 charge. Magnesium, zinc and copper 2 has +2 charge. Calcium 2, silver +1, ammonium +1, aluminium +3 and stannum is +2. Now you are ready to write the formula. Now let us see for sodium oxide. The symbol of sodium is Na and oxygen is O. Charge of sodium +1 and charge of oxygen is -2. After writing the charges, we have to follow the criss-cross rule, that is crossing the charges. So oxygen charge will go to sodium and sodium charge will go to oxygen. So after criss-crossing, you will get Na2O. That is 2 is the charge of oxygen and 1 is the charge of sodium. Next one is sodium hydroxide. Symbol of sodium is Na and hydroxide is OH. After writing the symbols, we have to write the charges of the sodium and hydroxide. Charge of sodium is +1 and hydroxide is -1. After that, we have to follow the criss-cross rule, that is crossing the charges. After crossing, we get NaOH. Next is potassium oxide. First, we have to write the symbol. Potassium K, oxygen is O. Then we will be writing the charges. +1 for potassium and -2 for oxygen. After that, we have to follow the criss-cross rule. Criss-cross the charges. Then we get K2O. 2 is the charge of oxygen and 1 is the charge of potassium. Next is calcium hydroxide. First, let us write the symbol. Symbol of calcium is Ca, hydroxide is OH. Then write the charges. Charge of calcium is +2 and charge of hydroxide is -1. Follow the criss-cross rule. So the charge of hydroxide will go to calcium and charge of calcium will go to hydroxide. Then we get CaOH2. Now let us write the formula for zinc oxide. Symbol of zinc is Zn and oxide is O. Charge of zinc is +2, oxide is -2. Then we have to criss-cross. So oxide charge will go to zinc and zinc charge will go to oxygen. So after criss-crossing, we get ZnO. Here both the charges are 2, so we don't write the number over there. Now shall we see for aluminum oxide? Let us write the symbol. Symbol of aluminum is Al, oxygen is O. Now write the charge. Charge of aluminum is +3 and oxygen is -2. Now criss-cross. After criss-crossing, you get Al2O3. The charge of oxygen -2 is gone to Al and the charge of aluminium plus 3 is gone to O. So we will write Al2O3, copper 2 oxide. So you have to write the symbol, then you have to write the charges. After writing, you have to crisscross. When you crisscross, the charge of oxygen minus 2 will go to copper and the charge of copper plus 2 will go to oxygen. Then you will get CuO. Since both the charges are 2, so we don't write. Next is silver oxide. Now the symbol of silver is Ag and oxygen is O. Then we have to write the charges. Charge of silver is +1 and charge of oxygen is -2. After writing the charges, we have to follow the crisscross rule. So the charge of oxygen will go to silver and the charge of silver will go to oxygen. So we get Ag2O.